Hello, welcome. This is my presentation. I'm doing the second week, Rule 1, number 329, and I'll read it. I have to take my glasses off to read. The first rule: it is characteristic of God and his angels, by the motions they cause, to give genuine happiness and spiritual joy, and thereby to banish any sadness and turmoil induced by the enemy. It is characteristic of the enemy to fight against this happiness and spiritual consolation by using spacious reasoning, subtleties, and persistent deceits. So for this presentation, I thought it would be useful for some visual aids. First off, our box. All that onticness that we've talked about in class, all the inner workings and all that stuff that makes us who we are, basically the good, the bad, and the ugly. Well, God works within our box, but things are difficult. And oftentimes we feel like this. We feel very much that we are shot with the arrows that the enemy shoots at us. So all of the little nastiness of the enemy, as perpetrated by these little fellows, these are the little dark spirits. These are all little imps that are shooting us with sorrows and turmoil and angst, and they're really messing us up. And this guy's crawling. And we feel very much surrounded. And we're trying to figure this out. And we're put basically into turmoil. And it's really interesting that the enemy, who knows us so well, is able to affect us mentally, right? So notice the arrows in the head. So by way of our mind, he's able to get at us. And by that I mean each one of us. He knows us so well that he knows what works best in attacking our mind, our reasoning, and he also knows us well enough where he's shooting us in the heart. And so, what do? We have a big problem because we're getting attacked and we're getting hit with arrows. Well, not to fear, because God, who loves us, comes to our aid. Here's Jesus. And Jesus, who loves us beyond any words, wants us to be happy, wants us to be whole, wants us to know that we're loved no matter what. And he sees all these little impies and how they're attacking us and disquieting us and how they're messing with our mind and messing with our heart. And he says, you know what? I'm going to take these little fellas out. And so therefore, he often sends the good spirits. You can say the angels, right? Well, this is our good spirit. This fella right here. He represents the good spirit that comes to literally waffle stomp these little minions of deceit and lies and awfulness. And so you can tell by the size that he can easily bash them, which he does, because that's the power of God. So one by one, these guys get tromped on, and off they go. And so ultimately, it's you and Jesus and our spiritual friends as we go through this life, being whole and happy and true. And out of that, we are the sons and daughters of God.